Hello, how are you? This is Andrea Levine, and I picked a very interesting topic for today, and I hope you enjoy it. I will talk about a 5-step system that is what the experts and the professionals use in order to increase their clients' willingness to take action. So first of all, these professionals or this professional that actually whose action steps I'm breaking down here now is probably the one of the only one that anybody even thinking about any kind of psychology just 99% of the time follow the suggestion of. So this 5-step system actually is going to make your clients, if you follow them step by step, will make your clients look up to you, accept your suggestions and advice. They will cooperate with you more. They will take action on your advice, and not only believe you, but actually they will be grateful for you throughout the entire project. And I have to also say what happens if you don't do these 5 steps. You know, there is so many people on Facebook that if you put a question in, or you post your problem, or you tell people your problem, and all they do is just they give you unsolicited advice. Okay, so you're just going to be considered as a know-it-all, right? So there's no substance behind it. Even though your tips or advice might be good, but it will not be welcomed. So I'm going to be looking at my my notes just to make sure that I don't miss any step. And first of all, if you're watching, please let me know if you know the answer to my question. Put it in the comments. Who is the number one, probably the only professional whose advice we all take, 99% of us take, without questions asked? Who is that professional that when we go to the professional, we always take 99% of the time we take action on what they suggest? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody? Okay, so if you're watching the replay, please put it in the comment before I say this. Come on, guys, you need to know this. The doctor. When we go to the doctor, we take what the advice and the action step that the doctor recommends, don't we? There you go. Here we go. Hey, Jason, thanks for watching. Yes, the answer is the doctor. And I'm going to analyze why it is that we take every action and suggestion that the doctor is recommending us. Hi, Dale. Thanks for hopping on. So the number one, when you go to the doctor, what happens? The doctor examines you, right? So the first step, what you need to do with your client or customers when they come to you with their problem, is that you need to examine the situation. You need to ask questions, you need to analyze, you need to examine, you need to assess, you need to reveal, you need to discover, right? So you need to look at the individual situation. Like, for example, if you're in digital marketing or marketing, right? So if somebody comes to you and says, hey, my website is too slow. Well, what do you need to do? You need to examine the website. You need to ask for Google Analytics, blah, blah, right? So if you're an interior designer, when somebody asks you for advice, you have to ask questions. How are you using this space, right? What colors do you like? What is it that you're not happy with, right? So you need to assess the situation. So that's number one. That's what the doctor does. Number two, based on all this discovery, the doctor diagnoses you, right? So based on, let's say, again, the example that I just gave you, in digital marketing, if your website is slow, then you have to discover and diagnose that the reason why the website is not faster is because it's not mobile compatible, let's say, right? Or the doctor will diagnose that you have diabetes, right? So based on the questions, you have to decide what is the diagnosis. Number three is, based on what you discovered and based on the diagnosis, you need to recommend a therapy, and because that's what the doctor does. That's number three. And this is where the amateurs make a mistake. because they skip number 1 and 2 and they start throwing out advice. They're vomiting advice without having done all the analysis and the diagnosis. And I will come back to this a little bit later. So without asking any questions, they are just saying that, oh, you need to take this pill, or you need to do this, or you need surgery, or whatever, right? So it's really unfounded suggestions. Number 4, and this is what only the professionals do, and it is called, and I translated this from Hungarian into English. It's called heaven and purgatory. Purgatory, I think this is how it's said, right? Hi, Barry. So you have to explain to the client what happens if they follow your suggestion and what happens if they don't follow your suggestion, right? So what happens, what are the advantages that's going to happen if they follow your suggestion? What are the positive consequences? Like, for example, when the website is going to be faster, obviously it's going to be mobile compatible. The SEO on Google is going to be ranked higher, and so on. So the image is going to be better that they are portraying to their customers. And of course, if they are not taking action on the suggestion, then the negative consequence is the rating on SEO, or the website is going to be lagging, and the image that they are portraying is, who doesn't have a website now that it's not mobile compatible, right? So you have to give them the pros and the cons, heaven and purgatory. Number 5 is, and this is what the doctors do, based on everything that we have talked about, this is what I recommend. This is my solution. Order this product, take this pill, buy this software, and then zip it. Right? So, and again, a lot of amateurs start talking because there is going to be a silence. So even in the sales process, when you're asking for the money, you have to zip, right? And when there is this silence, most people can't handle the silence, so they need to start talking. And the person who starts talking first loses. So what I'm going to go back to the beginning is, what are the positive effects of you asking and going through these steps? Is, first of all, when you ask questions, the person is going to take you more seriously. They will pay attention to you more because you're showing that you care about their problem, right? You treat them as another human being, not just a dollar sign, right? And you treat them as an individual, because everybody's case is, although it might be similar to other people's or other customers, they are an individual, right? So for them, it's their own problem. There is not other people's problem, right? And then after you diagnose the situation, they will trust you more because you built a relationship with them by getting to know them, by spending time with them, right? You asked them all the questions and you paid interest. You invested interest in them. And because you spend more time with them, and because they spend more time with you, now they are more invested emotionally and psychologically as well into working with you. So psychologically, these 5 steps in these orders are the best structure to give you results with the client's willingness to work together with you, right? So a lot of times people give great advice, and they might be really, really good. But if they're missing out of these 5 steps and you just give the advice, most people don't act on it. They're going to acknowledge, hey, great advice, but then they forget about it, right? So if you do these 5 steps in these orders, just like the doctor does, right? The client's willingness to implement what you're saying, buying your product, buying your software, following the action steps, buying your services, right, will be much higher, 99%. So step number 1, just to recap, is ask. Number 2, diagnose. Number 3, recommend action. Number 4, heaven and purgatory, pros and cons, right? And the solution, and then zip it. So thank you for watching today. And this was really not part of my Marketing Monday because I missed my Marketing Monday, but I will be back next Monday again. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, if you'd like to get but Cheryl Coco's ebook about how to start your mailing list fast, please send me a message and I would be more than happy to send you the link where you can get the book from. Thank you and have an awesome rest of the day. Bye-bye.